Hello, my name is Ashley and today we're going to let a playlist pick my Marvelathon TBR. Now if you don't know what Marvelathon is, it is a readathon that was created by the lovely Lisa Does Life. I will link the announcement video below and I will link her channel below, but she was very kind enough to invite me to be a team captain for Team OG and I am the Hulk. I got this little guy this weekend. Look at, I mean, he's quite big, but look at how cute, how adorable. I love him. He's great. And he was not very expensive at all. So he is going to be on my shelf for the foreseeable future whilst I do my Marvelathon stuff. And I'm very excited. So I have decided that I'm going to still do my playlist picks, my TBR. If you didn't know, last month I had an issue with it, so I didn't get to pick any books with it because my file's corrupted, which was fantastic. There are a few books that I do want to get to, however, I've not really thought about things. I'm going to try and get my books here and also try and fit them with the Marvelathon prompts, which is going to be interesting, but we're going to try. If you don't know how this goes, I have a playlist filled with songs and each song has a prompt that goes with it. I will put the playlist onto shuffle and whatever song comes up will correspond to a prompt. And whatever prompt comes up, I have to find a book that fills it. What's going to be interesting is I have to fill it with a book that will also fill some of the prompts for Marvelathon. There is the enhanced feature on it, so if a song comes up that doesn't have a prompt, that means that I have to do another song and have to add another prompt. So without further ado, let's try this. I'm going to try and do 4. Likely I'm going to get more, but without further ado, let's see what is on my playlist. Oh, already starting out with something that I really didn't want to do. We've got Like a Killer, which is the prompt read a horror book. So book number 1 was Like a Killer, which was read a horror book. Now I've decided to read Possess by Gretchen McNeil. This is a YA horror book about a girl who finds out that she has voices in her head and she's starting to go through some interesting things where she's like, oh, this is really weird and this is new. And she goes to try and figure out what it is, but instead of asking for help from her family and her friends, she goes to an exorcist and he kind of asks for her help. This can work for multiple prompts. I have it down specifically for read a book where the main character goes through transformation. However, it could go for dark because it's a very dark cover. It could go for strong family themes because it says something about her overbearing mother. So I think that's going to come into play with a lot of it. It could go for wood on the cover because you can see all of the trees on her face. Yeah. So I don't know exactly until I read it, but I'm going to be using this at least for transformation. However, I will be doubling up on prompts because Lisa said you can double up as many times as you like. So I'm going to try and fit as many prompts into this as possible and we shall see from there. This will also work for the team prompt, which is read a book off your backlist, because I bought this when it first came out and it came out a very long time ago, back in 2011. So I should get to that. Prompt number 2. In the Stars. So this is a prompt by Marlouse and it is to pick a book that is a 5-star prediction. Prompt number 2 was to read a 5-star prediction and I've picked All the Feels by Olivia Dade. This is the sequel to Spoiler Alert, which I absolutely adored, and I'm really excited to read this. This follows Alex, who is the co-star of the main character in the last book, and basically he's just a bit of a wild card, and so he gets given a handler to make sure that he doesn't do stupid things, and it's a romance, so you can imagine what happens. I'm going to be using this for the prompt the main character does something unexpected, which is Iron Man. Again, I think that there's multiple prompts that I could use this for. Read a book with opposites, because I'm assuming that he's going to be fun and she's going to be a bit more serious. Dark cover, because it's a very dark cover, so I'm going to use it for a dark book. I said character does something unexpected, so we've got that. Potentially a transformation, because is he going to transform into a better person? We don't know. Potential mental health rep, because I know that there was a lot of mental health rep of like anxiety and stuff like that in the first one, so I'm hoping it's kind of powering through with this one. And I've no doubt it's going to be a funny book. So there are lots of ones, and that's only the ones that I wrote down. There's probably more, but yeah, that is my pick for the second one. Number 3. Number 3 is an enhanced, so we're going to be adding another prompt. So number 4. Prompt number 3 was I See Red, which was a prompt picked by Siobhan, and they said for it to be a prompt with a strong female character. The next book is Strong Female Protagonist, and I've picked Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail by Ashley Herring Blake. I read Delilah Green Doesn't Care and adored it, and I'm very excited for book 2. This is about Astrid, who has gone through a lot of things. I don't want to spoil the first book, but basically she is doing a TV show about renovating things, and the head carpenter is not loving what she's doing, and there's potential like butting of heads. So I'm going to be using this for the Marvelathon prompt for a book with opposites, because that sounds incredible. But I think that this is going to work for a lot of things. I think this is going to work for funny. The first one had loads of family themes in it, so I think that it's going to follow through for this one as well. I do think that Astrid might do something unexpected, so I think that it could work for that. Are we going to see a transformation? I mean, I know it's the main character, but they're transforming a house. There's wood on the cover because there's a door. Possibilities are endless. Number 4. Number 4 was Visiting Hours. It is another Marlowe's prompt, and it is to pick a book that will make you cry. The next prompt is read a book that will make you cry, and I picked Dark Dawn by J. Christoph. This is one of my favourite series. This is one of my favourite books. There is Christoph along, which is going to be on to book 3 this time, and it's fantastic. It's amazing. It's such a good book, and it made me sob for 3.5 hours when I finished this book. So I've no doubt that I'm going to be crying at this book. So for this, I have picked dark book, strong family themes, character goes through a transformation, character does something unexpected, book with a battle, tree, woods on the cover, there is some form of, there's a ship on the back of it. Fantastic. Funny book, alternate reality, because technically it's an alternate reality because it's supposed to be Venice, but yeah, it's based on Venice. I am so excited to reread this. It's one of my favourites. So good. So good. But it's probably going to make me cry, so I'm putting it on for that. Number 5. Number 5 is another enhanced, so we're going to be adding another one, so we're going to 6 books. Number 5 is Don't Go Yet, and I'm pretty sure, is this another Marlowe's pick? No, it's not. It's a Tory pick, and it is a Tory pick? Sure, that was Marlowe's pick. Number 5 is Don't Go Yet, and this was done by the lovely Tori, and this is a book that you were going to unhaul, but you've got to give it another try. So this will be interesting. It was a book you were going to unhaul to give a second chance. And I picked The Lock-In by Phoebe Luckhurst. Now, this doesn't sound like a bad book. This actually sounds quite interesting. However, I bought it because it was on special 2 for £8 at Asda, and I just picked it up because it's there. Do I need it? Not really. And it was one of those things, if I looked at it and I was like, it sounds kind of interesting, but not like super interesting. So I was like, I could have got rid of it. I don't tend to unhaul books very often, which is my own fault, and that's why I have so many books. However, if I'm going to unhaul something, this would have been on the list, so we're going to put this on as the unhaul. This is about 2 best friends who live together, and they get locked in the attic with a housemate and a guy who they were on a date with. One of them was on a date with, and it's just like chaos ensues. I don't know. It's probably going to be a quick read. Yeah. Hopefully it works. But this one will probably work for, I didn't write any of them down. This one will work for characters who are opposites maybe. This will work for funny book. This, I don't know. I don't know what this is going to fit, but I will find something, basically. I just realised that I hadn't wrote it down. I thought that I was all done. We shall see. And the final prompt is... oh, fuck. Fuck off. Oh, no. So this was an interesting one that all of Team New Gen are going to be really excited about, because this was a prompt that I decided to put in last month. And Another New World is a forgo a book and write 10,000 words of whatever project you want to, which is not ideal when you want to read. Okay, so this is not a prompt to read. This is going to be write 10,000 words of whatever thing I want to write. Not ideal, but we'll get through it. It's only 10,000 words. You know, I can get through that. Oh, that's fun. But one less thing to worry about for finding a book for it. So these are the books I need to read. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be the only ones I read. I'm hoping to get to a lot of other things. However, these are the books that I need to read, plus I need to write 10,000 words at some point. That's going to be interesting. Worst month that it could have come. I'm going to put these down. There's a few other books I would like to get to. I want to get to the Die graphic novels, because they look really, really interesting, and I know that they are done by the same person who wrote The Wicked and the Divine, and that sounds really interesting. It's also kind of about a roleplay game, which I'm obsessed with. I'm excited to see what that entails. I also want to get to You Deserve Each Other, because I've heard amazing things about it. Everyone goes on about it. There's a few other romances that I'm going to try and get to. I want to get to The Roommate, because I've been putting that off for ages, and I'm really excited to read that one. I potentially want to do a reread of some other graphic novels. I want to see where it goes and what to do. But basically, that is my TBR. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment below if you would have picked any other books for these prompts. Maybe I will take those into consideration if these prompts come up again. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the new video. Bye.